Have you ever wondered what was the difference between natural soaps versus commercial soaps? Well, in this video, I'm going to be providing you with some key differences between natural soaps and commercial soaps. My goal here is not to necessarily make you an expert on the topic, but to just provide you with some evidence to give you a basic understanding of the difference between the two. So with that being said, let's get right into the video. Alright, so moving into our next segment of our video where we're going to talk about the differences in ingredients we can find in natural soaps versus commercial soaps. Okay, so starting off with natural soaps, we often find what we call rich essential fatty acid oils, right? Like olive oils, coconut oils, castor oils, even hemp seed oils, right? Or sustainable palm oils. Those are really your most popular ones. And they offer a ton of benefits, right? They're naturally moisturizing, they're naturally antimicrobial, antifungal, antibacterial, right? They even have some anti-aging properties as well. They just offer a lot there. They're really powerful ingredients, right? But we can also find like waxes and butters, right? We can find shea butter, probably the most popular one, but we can also find mango butter and cocoa butter as well. In terms of wax, a very common one, a very popular one you find is beeswax, and that's a really strong humectant, basically meaning that it could pull moisture out of the air to the skin. So some really powerful ingredients there as well, right? And you can also find like essential oils, what we call it. An essential oil is basically where they take plant-based products, right, or plants, right? That could be like seeds, barks, plants themselves, right? And they'll extract the oils from the plants, basically giving you this what they call an essential oil, right? And what's really cool about essential oils is that they also come with their own benefits, right, to your health. You know, some of them can help treat acne, some can provide vitamins and minerals, right, and certain nutrients to your skin you otherwise wouldn't necessarily get. Or some can even have anti-aging properties. Some can reduce the wrinkles, tone your skin, right? Tighten it up, right? Make it looking good, right? Or treat things like eczema or psoriasis, right? Help with that. So there's a lot of benefits here. And remember, like we talked about before, because they're co-processed soaps, we get to retain a lot of those benefits. We don't lose it anywhere. It stays in our soaps and we can extract those benefits, and it actually helps us. And some essential oils and some of these scents, whatever, actually can be even treated like used for like aromatherapy as well. So some really powerful stuff here, right? Last but not least, you can often find minerals and salts and clays and things like that that also provide additional benefits to your skin. It's also important to note that glycerin is not removed from our natural soaps. Rather, they're maintained, and which is one of the most important ingredients in soaps, as it moisturizes your skin, helps retain that water in your skin. So, but with that being said, on the flip side, let's move on to commercial soaps and let's take a closer look at the ingredients that we can often find in our commercial counterparts. So let's move right along. Okay, so moving right along to our next part where we're going to talk about the ingredients you can often find in commercial soaps. And I won't lie to you, first and foremost, I'm just going to go ahead and post these ingredients on the screen for you to take a look at them. Honestly, I just can't pronounce them. So, I mean, if you wanted to go ahead and take a crack at it, go for it, be my guest. But I'm just going to go ahead and post them, let you look at them, see what they do. But we are going to go ahead and talk a little bit about them. Now, looking at these ingredients, you could probably already tell there's a difference here between our natural soap counterparts here. You know, you probably see a little trend going on. The reason why I say commercial soaps are of lower quality is because these ingredients are self-serving, right? As compared to natural soaps where their purpose serves you. They benefit you, your health. Ingredients here, not so much. They serve the company's purpose. They're driven to, you know, increase profit margins, right? They're cheaper, they're more affordable, they're easier to obtain. They're synthetic, meaning they're made in a lab, right? And they really serve the purpose of the soap, right? Some of these ingredients are foaming agents, right? Meaning they give you the illusion, the impression that these soaps have a nice lather, right? Or they sud up very well, like, ooh, wow, it works so well, right? No, because the same ingredient that gives you this nice bubble sun effect, is actually causing your skin incredibly skin irritation or skin allergies, and if long enough can be toxic and lead to other issues, right? Some of these ingredients are hardeners, meaning that they make the soap harder, therefore increasing shelf life, meaning they can keep it on the shelves at the store, meaning they can sell it for longer, meaning more money, but doesn't serve you any purpose. And even if some of these soaps did have, did have like any benefits, remember that, like we said before, they lose some of those benefits, right? Because the hot process, right? So if there was any value there, we lost it in the soap process making. It's also important to note that the glycerin, one of the most important ingredients in soap period, is often removed from our commercial soaps, which is a bummer. Why is it removed? Because they basically take the glycerin and they'll put it in other products that typically sell for more. They'll take that and sell it to you. They'll do that. This is where it's pretty sneaky and shady. They take that ingredient. Glycerin is a humectant. It's moisturizing. It's wonderful for your skin. It helps keep your skin nice, soft, moisturized, and keeps the water retained, or helps your skin retain water, right? They'll take that out. Why do they take that? Now the soap, now no longer has glycerin, now dries your skin out, making it more irritable, because that's what happens to dry skin. It becomes irritable, it can't function properly. But what are you naturally gonna do? Well, you're gonna go buy what? Their lotion. The more expensive lotion to treat the issue that could have been prevented from the get-go if they wanted to remove the glycerin. Strategy. And last but not least, in terms of fragrances, natural soaps, fragrances come from the essential oils, right? The plant-based essential oils will give it its smell. And versus commercial soaps, where here we have artificial fragrances that are synthetically made to mimic those natural smells. Now, this is a big deal. This is worth pointing out because artificial fragrances are absolutely devastating to your health. This is actually one of the main culprits and one of the main reasons why people switch from commercial soaps to natural fragrances. It's because these artificial fragrances, you have to understand, artificial fragrance is not just this, it's not a singular ingredient. They just take it and they pour it in. Artificial fragrances is a compound of different ingredients put together, and these components can be very toxic to your health. Some are even linked to cancer or carcinogenic, right? Meaning they cause cancer. So yeah, and look, even the FDA agrees with me. They will say, according to them, artificial fragrances is listed as one of the top 5 causes or reasons for skin allergies. So, and that's from the FDA, dude. Do I even really need to say anymore? Okay guys, now that we got the opportunity to look at the differences between the ingredients between natural soaps versus commercial soap, let's move on to our final segment where we're just gonna talk about where can you find these soaps at. So let's move right along. All right, moving into what is our final segment of our video. Guys, we're gonna talk about where can we find these soaps and how you go about getting them. Starting again with our natural soaps. First and foremost, it's important to understand, typically when we're talking about natural soaps, these companies are, for the most part, are smaller, right? Depending on the company, you're literally talking 1 to 5 people, right? Very small teams. Now, there are exceptions to that, right? Where you do have companies like Dr. Squatch, where they get just so massive. But for the most part, when you're thinking natural, artesian, handcraft soaps, we're typically talking much smaller companies. Now, with that being said, it's also safe to assume that these guys don't have the resources available to them, right? These soaps are made in smaller batches, so they can't necessarily pump it out, if you will, on a mass scale. So typically in order to get these soaps, you basically have to go to them directly to their websites for the most part. Now, depending on the company, man, and their marketing, this could be pretty difficult to do. And that's one of the flaws when it comes to natural soaps. It could be kind of difficult to find, especially a good company that fits you, right? Another place we could find them though is organic, natural grocery stores like Whole Foods or natural grocers or your local, whatever organic stores local to you. That's a great place to start as well. Now, that being said, when you're going there, don't just assume all these soaps are natural and organic and are good for you. That's not always the case, because so many soaps, and trust me, in my experience, I've been to quite a few of them. I've been to some where so many soaps that I'm like, that's not natural. That's not a natural, that's not even close. So do keep in mind, be wary. That's why it's still important to read the label and make sure you're looking at the ingredients. And be wary of, some ingredients we talked about. Look for cookie cutter ingredients, look for that artificial fragrance, things like that, to ensure, that you are actually buying a natural bar soap, because just because it says natural doesn't mean it's a true all natural bar soap. Sometimes companies will play with that word. Unfortunately, that word is very loosely used and doesn't always mean exactly what you think it means, and companies do try to get away with that. So do be wary of that, even though you are in a organic natural store, right? So, and another brilliant idea where you can find some really cool, awesome natural soaps is your local farmers market, man, or places like that as well. It's a wonderful place to start. One, not only is the person selling the soaps, assuming they know what they're doing, right? But not only is that person like local, so you're supporting your local community, but you have a general sense that they're making all natural soap. So you're getting really nice quality soap. In my experience, man, you get some really good stuff there. So it's a double whammy for sure. Now here's a pro tip for you, for anyone that's having difficulty or maybe struggling to find some natural soaps. You're just kind of trying to figure out where to start. Actually, a really good place to start is social media. Believe it or not, it can be a very powerful tool when it comes to finding these natural soap companies. I know for me, I personally use Instagram the most. That's really all I use. Instagram does a really good job of helping you find these companies, and there you can find these companies, follow them on Instagram, and then go to like their Etsy page, right? A lot of natural soap companies are on Etsy page. That's actually another great place to find them as well, or similar marketplace style websites like Etsy. But those are really good places. So social media, Etsy, things like that are some terrific places to help you find those natural bars of soap for sure. But cool deal, before we move on to the commercial soaps, is if anyone has any other ideas or suggestions of where to find those natural soaps, please feel free to share that in the comments below. All right, finally speaking, talking about commercial soaps, where can you find commercial soaps? Anywhere and everywhere. These typical companies that are much larger in scale have much more resources, right? And they're producing these soaps on just such a more mass scale. Remember, hot process, they're just churning them out, quicker turnover. So you're getting these soaps at a much larger massive scale. And they're pretty much at any local retailer, Walmart, CVS, local grocery store, dollar store, anywhere. Seriously, anywhere. It's not hard. Their websites, Amazon, anywhere. Again, following that centralized theme of easiness, convenience, simpleness, right? Cheap. This, again, falls in line with that main theme. And there you have it, my friends. Those are my main differences between naturally made soaps and commercially made soaps. Guys, I would love to ask you the question, were there any other main differences that I may have left out in this video? I'd love to hear you share what you think in the comments below. And I think we would all love to actually hear that. So we'd appreciate you sharing that for sure. And guys, also, again, on this channel, I do review naturally made soaps each and every single week. I do post every Tuesday. So if you're interested, if you're trying to find other natural, or you're trying to be more exposed to more natural soaps, or just kind of looking, doing research, feel free to go check out some other reviews, man. I review a ton of soaps at this point, So feel free to go check out those other videos for sure. And hey, my friends, if you enjoyed this video, feel free to click the like button, share with your friends and family, share some comments below. I greatly appreciate that. It really helps out the channel. Again, this is the Natural Soap Man. It's been an absolute pleasure serving you with another video. And my friends, regardless whether or not I see you in one of my reviews or I see you in my upcoming next video, guys, until then, take care of yourselves. And as always, Stay natural, my friends.